You have chosen ABBA's Song of the Week. For the very first time in this series, two songs had the same result of votes, 41% for Hasta Mañana and Take a Chance on Me. So I went into the comment section and counted the song with the most votes. That shows you how important your comments can be in the end. Our Song of the Week is Hasta Mañana from 1974, and very fittingly so. Last week was Eurovision week. This song almost became ABBA's song for the Eurovision Song Contest. From the Waterloo album, the title track was chosen in the end, but Hasta Mañana was the other option for ABBA. As Bernhard in the comments said about the song, it was a possible choice for ABBA to perform it on the Song Contest in 1974, and this week was Eurovision week. So it's very fitting. The song got much praise from you, with many people having sentimental feelings and connections to their love and discovery of ABBA. So let's dive into this early ABBA ballad, the many special anecdotes surrounding this recording, and the rich history of Hasta Mañana. The composition is dreamy, a mid-tempo tune, and according to ABBA's historian Carl Magnus Palm, this is ABBA's first convincing trademark amalgamation of Anglo-Saxon pop idioms and European Schlager ballad style. Björn says, it's a song in the European Schlager tradition. It's got a German feel to it and a bit of English music hall. It's got input from lots of musical styles. The song also has quite a few elements that ABBA would pick up again in other songs later on. The working title for the song was Who's Gonna Love You, already capturing that aching feeling of the lead singer, very well matching the music's atmosphere. The song's final title came from ABBA's manager Stig Andersson, who frequently contributed those catchy titles or hook phrases for ABBA's songs in their career all the way to 1977. For Hasta Mañana, Stig was on holiday on the Canary Islands in Las Palmas when Björn and Benny sent him a cassette tape with a simple demo of this new ballad. Stig was inspired by his very holiday in Spain, more specifically by Spanish radio, where every day he would hear the words Hasta Mañana, see you tomorrow. This is the only one of two songs in ABBA's original repertoire of songs that uses a Spanish title. The other one came 5 years later, Chiquitita, another ballad, and another song with lead vocals by Agneta. Stig's original lyrics for Hasta Mañana were dictated over the telephone and were presumably reworked by Björn. The story of the song is about a woman aching for her loved one. Where is the spring and the summer that once was yours and mine? She's wondering where their love had gone. This is quite similar to another song from 1 year later, again Agneta on lead vocals, SOS. Where are those happy days? They seem so hard to find. Where is the dream we were dreaming and all the nights we shared? Hasta Mañana is sad and hopeful in the same lines of lyrics over and over again. Say we'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when. We'll find a way to face a new tomorrow. How did they capture this atmosphere on track in the recording studio?
Hasta mañana till we meet again. Don't know where, don't know when.
It was winter. The song was recorded on the 18th of December 1973. Hasta Mañana brings together ABBA's classic set of musicians. Benny on keyboards, Janne Schaffer on guitar, Rutger Gunnarsson on bass, and Ola Brankert on drums. The strings were played on mellotron, an electromechanical keyboard. Benny later described the mellotron sound as shrill and ugly, and this was one of the final ABBA recordings on which the instrument was used. During the recording sessions, ABBA struggled with the recording of the vocals. Help came eventually from Agneta herself. She was inspired by one of her idols, Connie Francis. Agneta said, "We realized that neither of us were able to sing it, and we had actually started to give up on it. Then I ended up alone in the studio and fooled around a bit, thinking that I might do it like Connie Francis would. I sang it in that really emotional way, and then we found that we were on the right way. Carl Magnus Palm describes her vocal style as maudlin and self-pitying, with a forlornly spoken part in the second verse. In addition to that, ABBA used one of their secret tricks, simple but effective, to make the performance even more dramatic. During the mixing process, the song was slowed down to put it slightly below its key of F major. According to Carl Magnus Palm, that tempo change would enhance the melodrama of the song. Eurovision 1974 was coming close. Was this the right song to represent ABBA to the world? Hasta Mañana was one of two songs that ABBA considered for their performance at the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974. It was very much in tune with the contest's usual style of songs, but that might even have been too much in tune, too safe for ABBA. They also had that unusual up-tempo glam rock song Waterloo. Apart from that, the only real problem with Hasta Mañana was that the song featured only Agneta as lead singer, and it was important to present both ladies as equally important singers in the group. So the song for Eurovision became Waterloo, and there was nothing wrong with ABBA's decision. Waterloo brought them to number one and to worldwide fame. But Hasta Mañana had still so much more stories to tell in the legacy of ABBA. ABBA performed Hasta Mañana live on tour in 1974 and 1975. Here is the one and only live recording of the song, taped by some brave fan back in the audience in Eskilstuna, 1975. ABBA performed the song once on Spanish TV in 1974 in a black and white performance to playback. This performance was released on DVD in 2004 as part of the Waterloo 30th Anniversary Edition. The song was performed one more time on television in 1976 as part of the Australian TV special The Best of ABBA as a stage performance to playback. This whole special was released in 2012 on the deluxe edition of the third self-titled album ABBA. Hasta Mañana was never a major hit for ABBA, but it was released as a single in limited territories with success. The song reached number 1 in Sweden, number 2 in South Africa, became a top 10 hit in New Zealand, and a top 20 hit in Australia. Towards the end of their career, ABBA would come back to the song again, but before that, they gave the song to a number of artists closely associated with ABBA. In 1974, ABBA gave their original backing track to their Swedish singer-colleague Lena Andersson. She recorded the song in Swedish. Listening to this recording again makes me realize just how incredible and beautiful her voice is. For this recording, ABBA's bass player and go-to person for string arrangements, Rutger Gunnarsson, recorded a new set of string sections, this time with real strings, replacing Benny's Mellotron strings. This Swedish version was released as a single and reached number 1 in Sweden. Lena Andersson also used ABBA's backing track for a German version of the song. This was also released as a single and on the 1976 album Fernando, along with all 3 of ABBA's own original German versions of songs, Ring Ring Waterloo and Another Town, Another Train, Wer im Wartesaal der Liebe steht. The German version for Hasta Mañana by Lena Andersson has beautiful lyrics. In 1975, Arthur Greenslade recorded an incredible instrumental version of the song, which really brings forward the amazing melody and composition by Björn and Benny. A country version was recorded in 1977 for the album ABBA Our Way by Nashville Train, a band consisting of musicians associated with ABBA. In 1980, ABBA recorded Hasta Mañana for their Spanish album. This was the oldest song to be re-recorded for the album. That makes the song one of the best examples of how ABBA's vocals have developed in just 6 years' time. ABBA used the original backing track, remixed by Michael Bidretov, and this time using the real strings originally arranged by Rutger Gunnarsson. Today, Björn and Benny are still proud of Hasta Mañana and regarded as one of the strongest songs from the Waterloo album. Benny Andersson himself adopted the song for stage and performed it live on tour with Benny Andersson's orchestra in 2009, 2011 and 2013. Benny also produced a version of the song for the movie soundtrack of Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, with lead vocals by Benny Andersson's orchestra's lead singer Helen Sjöholm. This recording can only be heard within the film itself as part of the film's soundtrack. For many people, Hasta Mañana brings good memories was described as the typical sound of the period. The song got praise for Agneta's voice and Björn and Benny's melody and reflective lyrics. People love the sad, reminiscing tone, and the song itself is sentimental for fans. Many associate Hasta Mañana with ABBA's Greatest Hits album from 1975 and their time of discovering ABBA and falling in love with the group and their music. Someone wrote, "I chose Hasta Mañana. It's one of the songs in the album They Are Sitting on the Bench. It is my favorite album of ABBA. It is also the reason why I love ABBA." Someone else wrote, "It is a beautiful song. Because of this, I bought the album Greatest Hits many years ago. So many good memories." Other comments with praise. Agneta sings it wonderfully with her clear soprano voice and gives the song an emotional feel. I find Hasta Mañana underrated. I love the vocal melody from Agneta, one of the few highlights from the Waterloo album. Great song bringing back wonderful memories from way back then. I hope you enjoyed today's video about this song from ABBA's early career, a jewel that somehow continued to live over the decades. So let me know, what do you think of Hasta Mañana and the rich history explored in today's video? What are your memories with the song and your feelings today? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Alright, until then, hej då!